Dear United States, industrial robots are the future. It's time to invest. The Hustle, Monday, January 30th, 2017. Brought to you by Ello. Robots are the future, and the U.S. is losing. According to President Trump, America's factories are rusted out and scattered like tombstones across the landscape of our nation. Alternative fact: they're producing goods at a near record pace. However, thanks to automation, U.S. factories are doing all of this without employing very many people. In fact, they made 85% more stuff in 2016 than in 1987, with just two-thirds the number of worker bees. And so, while Trump's rhetoric isn't entirely accurate, our factories aren't tombstones. It's not wrong either. They aren't creating as many jobs as they used to. Where do we go from here? Well, let's think about this for a second. Production is up and payroll is down. Both are great for manufacturers. Therefore, while robots taking our jobs isn't really reality, it is the reality, and we ought to start embracing it and setting ourselves up for future success. More specifically, the United States should probably start investing more heavily in robots, paywall, because that's clearly the future. And we're already way behind the competition, namely China. That's right, folks. They're beating us once again. Over the last few years, the Chinese government has invested billions in the industrial robotics industry, and as a result, the country's well on its way to becoming the largest producer of robots in the world. Meanwhile, we've invested very little in robotics here at home, prompting people like Mark Cuban to call on Washington to pick up the pace. We better do something or we're going to be behind the gun, said one industry expert. We should be in the robot business, not just users of foreign robots. Think about it this way. Today, much of what we buy is made in China by Chinese people. Tomorrow, if we don't change course, much of what we buy will be made in America by Chinese robots. As China has proven, government plays a central role in developing the robotics industry and, more importantly, deciding who will win the race for manufacturing's future. Whether it's through direct investment, manufacturing reforms, or subsidies for companies willing to buy and build industrial robots, we must act now. Otherwise, we're going to lose bigly. Social media. Sad. Oneupping for a cause. On Saturday, a U.S. executive order banning immigration from 7 countries led to a huge public outcry that dragged both Lyft and Uber into the limelight, and their respective responses were pretty on brand. Flash forward 24 hours, #DeleteUber is trending on Twitter, and the ride sharers are collectively donating millions to a human rights cause. Here's what went down. President Trump ordered a temporary hold on immigration and travelers into the U.S. from Syria and 6 other Middle Eastern countries, saying that the move would help protect Americans from terrorism. The move prompted global outrage from pretty much everyone and their mothers, including the New York Taxi Workers Alliance, which led a strike in solidarity, imploring drivers not to pick up passengers at JFK Airport from 6 to 7 p.m. Saturday night. And then Uber tweeted, during the strike, they announced on social media that not only would they continue to pick up riders, but they had turned off their surge pricing for the hour. This led to a huge backlash of people accusing them of trying to profit off the situation and the birth of the #DeleteUber movement on social media. Meanwhile, Lyft seized the opportunity. The company came out strongly against the ban and was one of the first tech companies to condemn Trump's actions in a formal public document, officially living up to their good guy image. Oh yeah, and they committed $1 million to the American Civil Liberties Union, ACLU, an activist group challenging the order. But, not to be outdone, Uber, who continues to struggle with their bad guy reputation, officially apologized for the confusion and is now donating $3 million to the ACLU because 3 is more than 1. Classic. CEO Travis Kalanick also announced that they had developed a plan to identify and compensate drivers affected by the ban, as well as bring it up in Trump's first business advisory group meeting. And luckily the federal courts have slapped down the order. Yesterday, judges moved to strike parts of Trump's immigration policy as governments from all over the world continue to speak out against the ban. But, in the meantime, along with Lyft and Uber, the past 48 hours have become a who's who in the valley of companies one-upping each other to various degrees of protest. The Verge actually created a ranked list of CEO responses from strongest to weakest. Social media. Power to the carpool. Facebook wants you to watch longer videos. Why? Because if you consume video on Facebook like you consume video on TV or YouTube, they'll be able to sell the crap out of their new mid-roll ads. To speed this process along, the social network is changing its newsfeed algorithm to emphasize longer videos, so get ready to see more of those bad boys popping up, hopefully in lieu of hashtag fake news. This is something Facebook had to do. It's much easier to sell ads against longer videos because, well, think about it. Sitting through a 15-second ad for a 60-second video sucks, but if the video is 5 minutes long, maybe it's worth it. Therefore, to make its next $10 billion, Facebook has no choice but to get its users to stay tuned in longer and more frequently. Here's the problem, though. Currently, Facebook user behavior is so skewed in favor of shorter video content that, even with this tweaked algorithm, it seems unlikely that the platform will be able to change how we use it, or at least not anytime soon. As the information reports, paywall, 2/3 of Facebook's 200 most viewed videos over the last 3 months were 90-second clips or less, and just 7 were 5 minutes or longer. Maybe Facebook should stick to being itself. Everything that Zuck & Co. are doing right now, video-wise, is an attempt to compete with YouTube, the gold standard in long video consumption. But can they do it? Not sure. Using myself as an example, when I open Facebook, I immediately begin scrolling. It's a race to consume as much content as possible, ranging from friends' statuses to news articles. Meanwhile, I go to YouTube with a purpose in mind. I search for what I want to watch, and then I watch it, so naturally I stay engaged for longer. Respecting Facebook's ability to beat the competition at their own game, Snapchat, is one thing, but it's not a freaking chameleon, and it's definitely not YouTube. Social media. FaceTube. Hit clips. A few quick updates. IKEA will release a line of open-source furniture. Their first collection of purposefully modifiable products, called the Delectig, will make it easy for furniture hackers to customize items with add-ons to suit their needs. The first product, a mid-sized sofa bed that can be modded with things like armrests, crib walls, or reading lamps. Snap will, finally, IPO. The company announced that it will publicly file for its offering late next week, led by Morgan Stanley and Goldman Sachs. This means we'll finally get to peek behind the curtain into the inner mechanisms of Snap's business model, and that they'll officially be on the market somewhere around March. Zuckerberg drops his Hawaiian lawsuits. Zuck will call it quits after getting flack for suing native Hawaiians over the ownership of 700 acres of land he and Priscilla had purchased for personal use. He claims it was a mistake and that he didn't fully understand the Hawaiian quiet title process, in which parcels of land are passed down through several generations with multiple owners. Monday Morning Review. Gang's all here. Ladies and gentlemen, we now have 10 full-time people. Big news considering it was just 5 of us not so long ago. And so, to celebrate this momentous occasion, we thought we'd share our official roster and a few facts about each person. Sam Parr, CEO, hometown, St. Louis, Missouri. College, Belmont University. Favorite movie, Good Will Hunting. John Havel, president, hometown, San Antonio, Texas. College, Middlebury College. Favorite movie, The Big Lebowski. Kendall Baker, editorial team, hometown, Summit, New Jersey. College, University of Pennsylvania. Favorite movie, Memento. Lindsay Quinn, editorial team, hometown, Chagrin Falls, Ohio. College, University of Pittsburgh. Favorite movie, The Royal Tenenbaums. Kara Zacuto, events team, hometown, Los Angeles, California. College, University of California at Santa Barbara. Favorite movie, Forrest Gump. Jackie Mooney, events team, hometown, Lafayette, Indiana. College, Miami of Ohio University. Favorite movie, The Breakfast Club. Adam Coons, event team, hometown, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. College, University of Pittsburgh. Favorite movie, Hitch. Adam Ryan, sales team, hometown, St. Louis, Missouri. College, University of Missouri. Favorite movie, Remember the Titans. Scott Swanson, growth team, hometown, Novato, California. College, UC Santa Barbara. Favorite movie, The Matrix. West Hunt, development team, hometown, Los Angeles, California. College, UC Berkeley. Favorite movie, Home Alone. This edition of The Hustle was brought to you by Ello. Ello's got your back like a sweater. There are plenty of online networks out there. Some are smart and useful, some are casual and fun, but very few, in fact, pretty much none, get it just right. Ello is one of those very few. Why? Because Ello knows exactly what it is, a network for creators by creators, and how to best serve its community through a constantly improving interface that gives creators total freedom. The user interface is familiar. Post what you want: text, photo, GIF, video, audio clip. Engage with your community. Comment, hit the love button, repost. Or take it one step further. Buy someone's work, sell your own, get hired because you're awesome. But Ello's dedication to its community is anything but familiar. That's why they do things like get community members into Paris Fashion Week to display their work and partner with magazines to get artists paid. Plus, as a public benefit corporation, Ello has a legal mandate to never sell ads or personal data to third parties, which is a fancy way of saying they aren't in the business of making money off of you like every other social network. So, sign up for Ello today. Best decision you'll make all year. The Hustle. Subscribe, jobs, advertise, ambassadors, events. Kendall, those are some good flicks, Baker. Writer. Lindsay Quinn, finally hanging those pictures. John Havel, backseat editor. Dr. Gene Poole, staff geneticist. You opted in by signing up, entering a giveaway, or through Divine Intervention. 1381 9th Avenue, San Francisco, California, 94122. In the United States, 415-506-7210. Never want to hear from us again? Break our hearts and unsubscribe.